Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today's video is going to be a rebind of the Hunger Games book series. Recently, my cousin and I got into this series following the release of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie, and I decided I wanted to commemorate a lot of those memories we made together in a physical form. So first things first, let's go out and buy the actual books themselves. Alright, now that we actually have the books, the next thing we need to do is get material for the cover. So we have to go back out and do that. Finally, we have both the books and the material for the cover. The next thing to do is to cut out the front, back, and spine covers out of wood for each of the books. So let's get on and do that. At last, after many mismeasurements and some help, we have all pieces of the board that we need to make the covers for each of the 4 books. Next step is going to be making the skeletons of the covers for the books so that we then know how much material to cut out for each of the covers. And then after that, we'll go ahead and heat and bond each piece of fabric to make book cloth. So let's go ahead and start on that. Now, in order to have a good amount of space between the hinges of the book, I went ahead and slid in 2 pieces of book board I cut to be around 1/4 of an inch wide, making sure that everything was aligned at the bottom. Then, to make the structure of the skeleton, I went ahead and applied painter's tape to the hinges. Although this may not seem like the most long-lasting option, I went ahead with it because for me, as more of a beginner, it helps reduce the after effects if you make any mistakes. To make sure that the fit was snug, I went ahead and put the first book into the skeleton, looking around to make sure that it's at the back of the spine and that the overhang on the top, bottom, and side are all satisfactory. Finally, now that I had a good skeleton, I went ahead and cut out some fabric so that I had enough to cover the top, bottom, and both sides for all of the book covers. After a visit from one of my canine assistants, I cut out pieces of the heat and bond that were just a little bit smaller than the pieces of fabric. Now I am ironing on the heat and bond to the back of the fabric. This will provide the adhesive to apply the paper on in the next step. Now I am applying that paper backing to the adhesive. This adds structure and a barrier for the glue. Now I am cutting off the excess of the book cloth on all 4 sides. With everything cut, it is time to start with the gluing process. First, I apply some adhesive to the spine piece, making sure that it is applied thoroughly. And then I move on to the front and back covers, making sure that the glue is spread evenly, but is not too thick as to reduce chances of it bleeding through the book cloth. I also use my bone folder to crease the hinges of the book as well as each of the 4 sides, which makes the folding easier in the next steps. Next, I cut the corners at a 45-degree angle. This allows each side to be folded seamlessly. Applying glue to the top and bottom first, I fold those over before going and finishing each side. With the gluing done, I put the book in as a stabilizer and put the cover in the book press. After a few hours of waiting to make sure the glue is as dry as it can be, I remove the cover from the book press and it looks pretty good. Now I am heating up the cover of each book. Here I am doing The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This allows for a cleaner removal without ripping. Now with a paper trimmer, I am cutting the front and back pages that will hold the book in the case. Next, I am applying a thin layer of glue to the front of the book and applying that page. Next, I went ahead and spray painted each book after covering the edges with tape. Next time, I would definitely do this before I removed them from their covers.
Now, at last, I am applying glue to the end pages and applying the cover on top before placing them all into the book press to rest. At long last, we can get to my favorite part, which is applying the gold onto the covers of each book. The center decals of each book, which I added some design flair to, I am applying in gold foil.
Okay, so finally, after weeks and weeks of work, I have finished the whole set, and I'm really proud of how they turned out. There are definitely some things I would do differently. I think instead of adding paper to the back of the cloth, I would go with something thinner, for example, tissue paper. And at first I thought the wood that I used was too thick, but I actually did some projects after this one with the same kind of wood, and it turned out really well. So overall, I'm super proud, and let's go get our cousin's reaction. Okay, so the reveal is finally going to happen. Here you go!
Oh!
So a few weeks ago, I started filming my process for my first ever YouTube video.
Wait a minute.
And so I rebound the Hunger Games for you. Woohoo!
Oh my gosh! Wait!
Isn't that so
Oh,
fun?
they're gold too? What the heck?
They're a little crunchy, but
Oh, it's okay, so am I. It's okay. Oh my
isn't
gosh.
that exciting? So, yay! Do you like him?
I hate them, actually.
Oh, good.
They're the worst.
I laughed
Thank you
because
so much.
recently you were like, oh, it would be cool if I could rebind some of them.
Yeah.
And I had it done for like weeks, so that was fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yay! Okay.
That's so cool. Wait, they're green. Wait, and they're color coordinated?
They are color coordinated.
Oh! Oh
And the
my
head and tail
gosh.
bands are as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
That's so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'll get your face smile, do a thumbs up. Yay!
And these are the final products. Thank you everybody so much for watching and sticking with me through my first ever video. I hope to come out with more soon, and I hope you guys come back to keep watching. See you in the next one.